welcome to another edition of High School Rewind, available only on Xfinity On Demand. We are at Kearns High School as the Kearns Cougars prepare to host the Woods Cross Wildcats in a Region 6 matchup. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Dane Stewart here to bring you tonight's game, and we've got a good one for you between a couple teams that look like they're going to make the state playoffs, but a lot to be said between clinching that berth and their final seedings. Let's start with the visiting Woods Cross Wildcats. This is a team that got off to such a hot start. They were averaging 73 points per game through the first couple weeks, but that pace has cooled off a little bit for the Wildcats. It was a team that was shooting the long ball very well, still doing that. In fact, Garrett Grant, one of the better three-point shooters in all of 4A, averaging nearly 3 threes per game. That's good for number 3 in 4A. But he's got a good supporting cast around him, including Luke Jowers, who can also shoot the long ball, and Zakil Harry, a familiar name for those gridiron fans of the Woods Cross Wildcats, is the stellar receiver for the football team, also runs the point. The quick and athletic guard can get to the hoop pretty much whenever he wants. He is a dynamic player for the Cats, and between Nell and Pullman Mulestein, this is a team that has some nice depth and plenty of contributors, and they're going to need those contributors to step up here today, because these Kearns Cougars, well, they're not to be messed with. They've had a very fine season. They are 8-3 in region play, coming off a very nice win against the Cypress Pirates, a game in which, well, they had a standout. We'll get to him in a little bit, but if you haven't heard of DeCrayon Vines, well, fasten your seatbelt. One of the better dunkers in the entire state, but he's also got a nice balance to his game. He can shoot the long ball and shoot it very well. In the first game against these Woods Cross Wildcats, Vines went for 26 points and hit 3 triples. A pure all-around threat for the Cougars. He also has help with Sunday Oda. He's averaging nearly 15 points per game. And then we gave a little tease on Bushman Ebet. This is a kid that's averaging in double figures as well. That game against Cypress, they're coming off. He went for 28 points, 8 boards, and 7 steals. Ebet, the number 1 steals man in all of 4A, can contribute all around as he's the leading rebounder as well. This Kearns team has a lot of depth and a lot of talent. Those 3, namely the leaders for them, as they try to cling on to that number 2 spot out of Region 6, trying to fend off the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. Meanwhile, for Woods Cross, they're just trying to claw their way into the playoffs, right now tied for the number 4 and final seed out of Region 6. As we mentioned, a win here today would be huge for both these 2 squads. And with that being said, now opening tip coming up next here on High School Rewind. Ready to tip things off here. Woods Cross in the road blue uniforms and Kearns in the home white. That tip won out by Sunday Auda and controlled by the Cougars. That one right off the face of Vines. There's the speedy Zakil Harry to lay it in, and Woods Cross takes the early 2-0 lead off the turnover by DeCrayon Vines. That ball was tipped out off of Woods Cross. As Vines will inbound. Up top it goes. That was Michael Haley now inside out. Oda able to get that one to fall. Knotted up just 30 seconds in. Quickly down the other way. Grant going to pull up for 3. That one was long. Rebounded easily by Ebet. Talked about him in our open and what a great game he's coming off of, that 28, 8, and 7 effort against Cypress. Sunday Oda with it here. Some zone defense put on by the Wildcats. 3-pointer from Ebet. Bushman Ebet dials up the 3. There's a little delay there, able to get it back. Now Zakil Harry brings it across the timeline. Garrett Grant, mentioned one of the better 3-point shooters in 4A, missed his first attempt. Here's another 3, this time by Jowers. And Luke Jowers, the senior, able to knock that one down from straight away, tied up at 5 apiece. Up and down action here early on. These 2 teams have already played once. It was a 72-69 victory for the Cougars, a high-scoring affair. This one looking to be much on track as Grant brings this one all the way down. Tried to pass it over to Howie. We've got a kick ball here. We'll stay underneath with Woods Cross. Gets this one in on that far side to Pullman. Back out to Pullman. He's going to try for 3. That ball was a little long, and then getting in, nearly creating the jump ball was Luke Jowers. He wanted some help from the official, none coming. Now Vines with the entry pass to Oda. Working. Grant has it stripped away. Should say Grant stripped it away from Oda, and another turnover. A couple minutes in, and already the defense looking good for Woods Cross. Couple of forced turnovers early on. They could certainly use that. We mentioned the hot shooting. It's not been there like it was early on in the season. Important to get good defensive stops against a team like Kearns. Boy, that one nearly stolen by Ebed. A dangerous pass. Kicked outside. Three-pointer from Grant. That one rimmed out on him. And then the loose ball. Ebed able to twirl it back to his teammate Darian Brown. Inside to Oda. Got men up, then kicked it out. Here's Vines for three. DeCrayon missed it. The putback by Ebed was short. Ball being tipped around before Howie came down with it. Harry couldn't collect it, and it will be ball out to the boys in white. As Darian Brown will inbound it in the backcourt to Bushman Ebet. Again, zone defense here by Woods Cross. Inside to Brown with the quick little turnaround, and Darian Brown with a nice little spin to drop that one in. 7-5 now advantage to the Kearns Cougars. Well, that is a pass that Ebed has tried to steal a couple times. Jower's been able to come away with it every time. Is up top with Grant. He's going to put up a three. Oda there on the defense as Grant missed the shot. Brown bringing it the other way. Nice job working around the perimeter. Three-pointer hit the front of the iron, but Michael Haley able to get his own board as Oda will pull it out and reset things. Vines kicks it out. Over to Haley. Screen being set by Oda. He peels off of it at the free throw line. Kicked out. Brown thought better of it. Well, that's a pass to Vines in the corner, and DeCrayon Vines gives himself a clap. Let's get things going. 10-5 here, the early advantage for Kearns. Vines with the triple. Jowers back up top to Grant. Nice pump fake to get it in the key, then passed out of it. Howie couldn't handle that pass. Able to get back with it. Goes up, and he is fouled by Brown. And Travis Howie will head to the line to shoot two. After he missed his first, he now will take his second, as that was the first team foul on Kearns and the first personal called on Brown. Vines for into three again. That shot no good, and then coming over the back of Howie was Oda, who will pick up his first. Aggressive rebounding attempt by Kearns, trying to hit that offensive glass hard. Come up a little shy a few times, that time the foul. Looking inside to Jowers, and Ebet was all over that one. This ball thrown up, and what a nice job getting his hand in the way by Pullman. Ebet able to pull it down, couldn't get the shot to fall, and now Woods Cross pushing action the other way. Grant with a nice pump fake, kicks it out to Harry. That drive was closed off well by Brown. It's a nice switch. And then Ebet nearly picking the pocket again. You see his defensive ability, boy, impressive. Quick hands. It was Tanner Westenskow. Up top, Harry into Howie. Looking for some place to go. He finds Jowers. Harry now pulling up from the elbow, front of the iron. Howie able to tip it out to Grant. We mentioned his size and advantage, or gives a differentiation for this Woods Cross team, as Kearns unable to save it, and it will stay here with Woods Cross. Now Taylor Martelis checks in for Kearns. His first action in the game, as we're down to 2.5 left here in the opening quarter. Grant on that far side. He has had a couple of shots here early on and has not been able to get in rhythm. Here's another attempt, and there it is. Garrett Grant with his first triple of the game, and for Woods Cross, they're certainly hoping that that becomes a more regular occurrence here. Mentioned one of the better three-point shooters in that first game. For Woods Cross, Grant had 4 of them, went for 16 points. Here's a shot straight away by Martelis. 12-9 now, the Kearns advantage. Jowers. Ball finds its way around the perimeter. Boy, nice spin move by Grant that time, using the aggressiveness of Ebet against him. Loose ball here, tracked down, and then a jump ball call. That's a good call as Pullman able to track it down and tie up possession with Weston Scow. Coming in for Woods Cross is Trevin Nell. He has the ability to score the ball, and just a freshman, and another three for Woods Cross by Luke Jowers, and we are knotted up. Nice job by Woods Cross, not letting things get too far away. Just seeing that zone defense, trying to play things horizontal here. Nice job coming to the ball there by Haley. Now Ebet looking to put it on the floor. Had to pass out of it as that zone collapsed down on him between Nell and Grant. Nell, we mentioned just a freshman, but a good one at that. Their last game against Bountiful scored 14 points. He led the way for Woods Cross in a losing effort as the rebound there by Haley attacking the rim. And then we've got the foul call. Early struggles. Both teams at the line as Haley here with his second attempt. Up and good. 1 of 2 at the line for Michael Haley. 1 minute left here in the opening frame. It's a 13-12 advantage to the home team. Boy, look at Harry just use his speed to get around the defense, but couldn't get it to fall. And now DeCray and Vines, and a blocking foul going to be called here on Nell, and that's going to be his second foul. 50 seconds left here. As Ebet happy to take some time off the clock. Over to Vines. Vines had an impressive game winner against Judge Memorial earlier this year. Look at him attack. Nice job by Howie coming up, making Vines change direction, but is able to do so successfully as the Kearns crowd appreciated that play by their senior forward, DeCray and Vines. Clock now down to 15 seconds, a 3-point advantage for Kearns as Harry going to hold out for the last shot. Down to 7 seconds. Time to get in the offense. Grant coming around on the screen. Howie was underneath. Couldn't get him the ball. Jowers going to have to force one up. That one's no good. And the first quarter has come to a close. It's been entertaining. We thought it would. 15-12. Kearns on top after 1. Second quarter underway. The Cougars start with a possession and a 3-point lead. It was DeCray and Vines with that layup near the end of the first. Ebet trying to put a move on, is defended well by Harry. That's a fun matchup, as we mentioned Harry's speed, and of course Ebet certainly intense. Here's a 3-pointer from Vines. Dials another one up. His second 3 of the game, and DeCray and Vines off to a great start for Kearns. And now he has the task of dealing with Howie down low, as Howie was trying to establish some post positioning. Grant didn't like it. Now trying to get it in there was Jowers. Howie able to save it, kicks outside, and that's a big 3 by Trevin Nell. Boy, and give a lot of credit to Howie that time, falling out of bounds, able to find the open freshman, and then smoothly and calmly able to knock it down to pull Woods Cross back to within 3. The drive by Oda. Boy, good defense by Howie, standing straight up. As Oda couldn't get the shot to fall, Jowers with the board and bringing it down the other way. Trying to drive against Ebet, kicks out. Nell with the baseline pull-up, back of the iron, tipped around and brought in finally by Brown of the Cougars. Oda will slow it up. Brown's gonna fire the 3. That one was long all the way. Jowers working on Vines, inside to Howie, who goes off the glass and pulls Woods Cross back to within 1, and a timeout gonna be taken by Coach Cosby. 6.5 left here in the second quarter. 1-point lead for Kearns coming out of the timeout. 2 team fouls apiece, so not really an issue at this point. It's a little 2-man game. Now Haley over to Ebet in the corner. Oda, not really a threat to shoot from that far out. Howie was going to let him have it all the way. Ebet pulls back. 3-pointer from Ebet comes out. Howie with the board. Now Harry looking to push things. Kicks out. Jowers for 3. Front of the iron. Skipped across. And Darian Brown pulled it down. Brown's drive, nothing there. Over to Oda. Wanted the screen, then went right back to Oda, and that one knocked out, and that's a nice job by Grant. Getting a hand in there, forcing off the knee of Sunday Oda. We mentioned in that first quarter the defensiveness of the Wildcats. Forced a couple turnovers, doing so again there. Trailing by one, chance to take the lead here on this possession. As Nell is looking to drive, able to save that, just threw it up for grabs. Grant came down with it, back out to Trevin Nell. Moving along the baseline, looked like he wanted to get it to Howie, but that pass was disrupted. Don't know if he ever got rid of it, as that ball was unable to be saved, and will stay with Kearns. Haley will bring the ball up, the 6'1" senior guard, as it finds its way to Vines, back up top now. Haley going to try the other side. Vines coming along the baseline, but Ebet elected not to go there. Vines with it here. Has already had 2 threes in this ball game. Kicks it over to Oda. He finds some space, and Sunday Oda takes it to the hole, lays it up and in. 20-17, the advantage for Kearns. Harry, boy, some miscommunication there as Jowers kept going. Look at Ebed, and he can't finish the dunk, but his teammate, Michael Haley, able to clean it up. You saw the speed from Ebed. Looked like he didn't have much of a drive. Next thing you know, it's him in the rim. It's Grant. His drive deflected by Ebed, though still able to get on it was Jowers. And he will call a timeout to save possession. 22-17, the advantage for Kearns. Nearly midway through this second quarter. That's Josh Cowley with it. Passed over to Nell. Up with Grant now. Boy, he's going to take one from a couple feet beyond that arc. No go there. Is Cowley able to chase down the rebound now? He picked up his dribble. Able to get it over to Nell. Finds its way to Pullman near side. Grant being defended by Oda. Boy, that's a difficult shot for Garrett Grant. But a nice job sticking with it by Pullman. Able to draw contact. And Jackson Pullman heads to the line for 2. A bit of a quiet start here, though, as he missed his first free throw. Second attempt, no good either. Oda with the board as Kearns brings it back the other way. Vines with the crossover at the rim, and then they're going to call a foul here on the drive by Vines. I think they're going to call it on Howie. He looked pretty vertical there. Our apologies, Amari Finau has checked in for Kearns earlier. Called him Tanner Westonskow, as that's a roster issue. Our apologies to him. Second free throw was good, and 23-17 now, the lead for Kearns. Grant looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Ebed all over him. Had to bring it back out to Nell. Pullman near side, underneath to Grant. Boy, tried to get some hesitation to find space for a shot, but this defense by Kearns is just smothering, as Howie couldn't get that shot to fall. Zepeda came down with it. Now Ebet. Far side with Brown. Back up top with Vines. Under 3 to play here in the first half. It's been a good one to Crayon Vines. Boy, what would have been his third three just rimmed right out on him. Gave it a little bit of a scowl. He thought that one was down. Cowley looking to go inside. Instead, has to give it to Pullman. Now Howie gets it in the blocks. Working against Finau. Boy, what a nice find as Jackson Pullman able to find some space in the paint and lay it in. An important basket there for Woods Cross. There's been a couple minutes without points for the Wildcats. Over to Zepeda. Drive here by Brown. Now he's going to back it back out. Finds over Zepeda on the other side. Brown caught that one on the run. Now Vines. Grant guarding him. Vines trying to attack, and there's Garrett Grant with the active hands again, able to slap that away and out of play. Ebet to inbound here. Under 2 to play in the opening half as this ball into Zepeda. Boy, Finau had some space underneath. Couldn't get him the ball. Haley dribbles up, trying to open some space in the middle of that zone. Back to Haley. Find its way to Ebet. Vines, nice job there finding that space right in the middle. 3-2, right at the inside the free throw line, though. Vines couldn't get that shot to fall as Jowers with the spin. Going glass, Luke Jowers. 4 straight points now for Woods Cross. They draw back to within 2, and the story of this first half has been opportunities to tie or take the lead, and Woods Cross hasn't been able to do it. Now you see the defensive intensity picked up as Vines in the corner just has to throw it off of Pullman to save possession. Ebet to inbound here, does so to Martelis. That pass deflected by Nell. Woods Cross really doing a nice job with this zone, playing passing lanes, disrupting the flow of the offense that Kearns is trying to establish. You see a little bit of a trap as well as Jowers that time going to be called for a foul as he bodied Vines along that sideline. He's going to pick up the foul. Ebet will throw this into the backcourt. We're under a minute left here in the first half. Martelis casually going to dribble this one out. Team foul's not an issue for either side here. 23-21, Kearns out in front. Big time pace we saw early on in this one slowed down a little bit. Ebet now with it up near the half court line, and Nell coming out, trying to force Kearns into a little faster pace here. Vines, boy, picked up his dribble, and that time it was Mulestein who was straight up, but Vines still able to find some space, get the shot off. And DeCrayon Vines has had a really nice first half. Is down to 8 seconds. Jowers calls out the play. Being guarded by Ebet. Worked around the screen. Jowers pulls up from 17. Shot is no good. Rebounded underneath by Brown. And the half comes to a close. It's a 25-21 lead for Kearns at home as they head to the locker rooms. Start of the second half, Woods Cross starts with the possession. Trailing here by 4 on the road to Kearns. Howie over to Grant. Boy, nice closeout that time by Oda. Gives it back to Howie. Howie able to lay it in. His size down low, mentioned, provides a differentiation for Woods Cross. He is a big body in the paint. Woods Cross could figure out ways to use him. That is a good thing for them, especially as the state tournament nears. In the corner, Brown. Back up top now to Haley. The zone defense for Woods Cross has really been pretty good. It's kicked out to Brown for 3. And there's where the zone hurts you. Just as I'm complimenting it, a wide open corner 3. Darian Brown able to knock it down for Kearns, and then a cheapo foul here called on Haley on the reach. First foul called on Haley. Garrett Grant was coming around the baseline screen from Jowers. Now Jowers able to find room on the other side, but that shot missed. Rebounded by Kearns as Oda pushes it back, and there's Garrett Grant again. And we talked about the stealing prowess of Ebet. Grant's having himself a very fine game defensively. He's had a couple of those, able to knock the ball away and get turnovers or delay the possession at least for Kearns offensively. Grant picked up his dribble. Well, you can tell him respecting the length of this Kearns team. Is usually he doesn't need a lot of room to shoot, and looks like he has a little bit of room, but knows length of Oda and Ebet, some of these other defenders, can cause problems as Pullman shoots the 3, no good. Brown tips it to himself. There's Mikal Haley. Well, back to Haley now. In the corner, Ebet looking to drive. Howie standing up straight. Ebet lost the possession, kicks outside to Brown. He's trying to shake some of these defenders. Oda back up top as Kearns looks to reset things here. Vines coming to it, but Harry played the passing lane. Another three from Brown. That shot no good. Rebounded easily by Travis Howie. Harry thought about the three. Now going to drive baseline. Jowers going to fire from distance. And Luke Jowers, his fourth three-pointer of the game, and a timeout taken by Coach Walkenhurst of Woods Cross. Coming out of the timeout, and see Jowers is shooting the ball well. Grant has not shot it real well from beyond the arc, though he's done a lot of other fine things. You see when the shooters are shooting for Woods Cross, this is a tough team in 4A. As that pass off the mark, it'll be tracked down by Haley. Back up top now with Vines. So he's going to go to the other side with Brown now, back to Vines. Again, trying to get this defense to move laterally and create some open space. Haley in the corner with Oda. You see them collapsing down, and then a foul here going to be called on Grant on the drive put on by Oda. Vines to inbound baseline. Does so to Haley. Oda with it. Able to get it to Ebet. Now kicked out. Vines going to shoot the three. DeCray and Vines. Another three-pointer. His third of the ball game. It's Harry. Tried to drive, able to track that down still. Boy, had Pullman in the corner, then that pass got deflected, thrown up for Oda, who's able to track it down, throws it back in, but does so to the opposing team, and now Jowers looking to attack Vines. Goes up with it. Vines going to be called with the block, though Jowers couldn't get the shot to fall. He'll head to the line to shoot two. Jowers went 1 of 2 at the line. It's 31-27 now. The Kearns lead as Martelis checked in, as did Trevin Nell for Woods Cross. Should clarify, Martelis in for Kearns. That was him. Well, he has it right now. Interesting here now with this, they moved Nell to the top of that 3-2 as Vines. What a threaded pass to Bushman Ebet. Boy, that is an impressive assist there for the senior Vines. How about that answer from Trevin Nell? Hits the tray, and it's 33-30 as Vines able to find some space. Ebet with the tip back in as Vines couldn't get the initial to fall. Harry kicks outside. Grant thought better of the three. Jowers trying for his fifth, front of the iron. Grant able to track it down for Woods Cross and gets it to Harry. Harry with the drive, going glass, and Zakil Harry lays that in. There's a reason why he led the team in receiving and tied with receiving touchdowns on the football season. You see the speed there and able to athletically get around DeCray and Vines. 35-32, Kearns out in front. And that pass was thrown to a non-looking Brown as Oda tried to go up with it, able to pull it away from Woods Cross. They thought it was a jump ball, and it looked like a tied possession as Harry, wow. Hope you didn't blink. You would have missed it as he took it down the other way to lay it in. 37-34. Martelis going to get it to Vines. He's going to fire the tray. DeCray and Vines. His second of the quarter, his fourth of the game. Woods Cross quickly down the other way as Jowers came in to try to clean up the mess, but he's going to pick up the foul. Second foul on Jowers as Finau is checked in for Kearns, as has Haley. This is Haley with it here. 40-34. It's Oda with it. Now Woods Cross playing a little man. Boy, what a nice find by Haley, able to track down Oda underneath. Nice move away from the ball as Oda able to get great positioning and lay that one in, and the lead now is up to 8 just like that. Nell, nice stalling there to let the defender go right by, but couldn't hit the shot as Oda able to track it down. Now Kearns looking to push the pace. Now they'll kick this out and run their play. Brown with it. Nell coming out on him. 1:30 left here in the second quarter. The drive, count the bucket, as it was Mikael Haley with the drive, trying to stand in there was Pullman, but he's going to be called for the foul. Excuse me, they actually called the foul on Grant. That is his second foul. Is at the line, Haley misses the front, or by the front end of the rim, although the offensive rebound to Fanal. And boy, a lofted pass to Haley. That's a nice job by Haley, able to leap and grab that. It's a 10-point lead for Kearns. Haley with a no-look pass over to Fanal, and he gets fouled on the shot. Fanal able to hit both free throws as Vines comes back on for Kearns. Howie back on for Woods Cross as Garrett Grant leaves the game. He picked up his third foul for Woods Cross. Boy, pass that time between a couple of Wildcats, out of bounds and turned over. This was a 2-point game not long ago. It's been opened up 46-34. Kearns out in front. Oda, boy, he's gonna try the jumper. Sunday Oda able to hit the long jumper. Here's Harry with the drive. That shot was too long. Rebounded by Vines. We're down to 30 seconds left here in the third. Vines happy to just dribble it near midcourt. Let this clock tick down, holding a 14-point lead over Woods Cross. Oda with it. Howie really not interested in playing defense at the half-court line. He's going to sit at about the free throw line. Down to 10. As now Haley calls out the play. Active fingers by Jowers. Over to Ebet for three. No good. Rebounded by Nell. He's going to throw up a three-quarter. That shot no good. The quarter comes to a close. The Kearns Cougars explode in the third and lead 48-34 heading to the fourth. Kearns with a comfortable lead as we head to this fourth quarter. Up by 14. Putting a move on is Haley, able to get it over to Vines, and then the foul going to be called here on Nell as he came over to defend the shot. Third foul on Nell, the fifth team foul, as Vines at the line made his first free throw. Second attempt good as well. Biggest lead of the game here for Kearns. Grant picked up his dribble, has to give it back out to Harry. Harry was, well, he had a good third as he attacked the rim, really pushed the pace. This entry pass disrupted by Vines, and coming up with it is Ebet. Ebet able to drive to the hoop and lay it in. Harry tried to kick it out. Boy, again, getting a hand on it was Oda, though couldn't get the change of possession. Corner three, that one rimmed out. Rebounded by Oda. Oda couldn't get that shot to fall. Howie with the board. That one looked awkward. It was good defense backed by Woods Cross, able to create a difficult shot from not very far away. Here's Grant with the drive. That one just comes off, and the story of much of the game for Garrett Grant. And then they're going to say off of Woods Cross. Over to Kearns it goes. Finau checks in for Kearns as Oda will catch a breath. 52-34. Vines, boy, being trapped. Able to get out of it over to Haley. Now Brown. Bounce pass to Ebet. Inside Finau, and he has that one taken away by Jowers. Jowers was a part-time quarterback for Woods Cross. Saw PT off and on this season. Not used to intercepting people, though. He did there. This ball going to stay here with Kearns. Nell to inbound. Grant trying to spin, does so right into Haley. Now from the elbow, he's going to turn around. That's a difficult shot. Good D put on by Haley. Grant able to hit it. Haley now, Grant comes up, and that's going to be the fourth on Garrett Grant. Oda checks back in for Kearns. His brief rest is over. Brown couldn't handle that pass. Grant outside to Jowers. Into Howie. And Howie got fouled. He'll head to the line to shoot two. It's the second foul on Haley. As Martelis has checked in for Kearns. Howie at the line makes them both. Now a little full court pressure put on by Woods Cross. Vines with it. Oh, nice job sucking up that D as Martelis tried to bounce pass it over. There was Harry, and Harry comes out of the scrum with it. Then there's Ebet to get it right back. Has that one poked away from behind, and this is ruled off of Woods Cross. Or ruled off of Kearns, excuse me. Woods Cross ball. 5.5 left here to play. 52-38 the score. Jowers with the corner three. No good. Rebounded by Sunday Oda. Vines up ahead. Numbers right now for the Cougars. Vines attacking the glass. Missed the shot. Ebet with the board. Goes back up. He's going to be fouled by Howie. Howie thought he got ball. Second foul on Howie. 7th team foul as Ebet at the line made his first and second. 54-38 now. Kearns out in front. Harry, entry pass to Harry, gives it right back, and the baseline drive closed off. Ebet able to get a hand on it. Now he's going to go up. Boy, he wanted dunk, but he had to take off from far away, and if this is on Grant, that's number 5. Foul was called on Harry, not Grant, so Grant stays on. It's the first foul on Harry, as this ball just would not go down. 55-38 as Jowers kicks outside to Grant, and he's going to try the baseline drive, and that shot is hard. Rebounded by Howie. Nell has that one stripped away from him into the hands of Luke Jowers now. Gets a screen from Grant, but right into Oda. Grant able to finally find some space, is using the screen and driving through the key to lay it in. You can tell the athleticism, the length of this Kearns team frustrating the shooters of Woods Cross, as Grant on that previous drive when he missed it long, overcompensating. We've got a foul here going to be called on Nell. 1-1 at the line for Oda. Oda made his first free throw. They'll give him a second one here. Good as well. Grant again with the drive, and then tried to tuck it around that defense to Howie, and turned over to Kearns. Inbounded to Oda. Getting some full court pressure put on here. As Martelis kicks outside to Vines for three. No good. Hit the front of the iron. Skipped across. Luke Jowers now bringing it down, and a foul going to be called here on Ebet. Midway through this fourth quarter. 57-40. Harry with it, being guarded by Ebet. Trying to get around him. Another foul called here on Ebet. It'll be his second. Here's Grant. Again, this time able to get the entry to Howie. He kicks outside. Jowers for three. That shot is good. Luke Jowers for three. He shot the ball really well. His 5th three of the game, as we've got a foul here called on Woods Cross. That was the 5th foul on Grant, so he has fouled out of this game as Pullman has come on for him. Martelis at the line, missed his first free throw and his second. This ball around before Jowers is able to pick it up. Screen set by Nell. Nice job by Martelis on the help that time, able to force Harry out. Didn't allow him to drive, and then Ebet nearly picked the pocket instead of foul call, and that'll be his third, much to the dismay of Kearns faithful. Michael Haley enters the game. Jowers coming around the screen. That's where Harry wanted to go, but it was good deep put on by Brown. Ball knocked loose, able to get it to Howie, who goes glass and lays it in. 57-45, 3 minutes to play here. Again, some full court put on. Got to start being mindful of that 10-second count. Beating it was Haley. Now they give the ball to Sunday Oda. Boy, Vines left all alone, and he's able to go glass. That zone not protecting the baseline. Vines able to cash in for the Cougars. Jackson Pullman entry pass to Howie. Boy, nice job sensing Vines coming around. Howie able to spin, count the bucket. And Travis Howie to the line to shoot one. Third foul on Sunday Oda as Howie at the line makes the free throw. 59-48, 2.5 left, and stranger things have happened. As Pullman forces the steal, Jowers, his little floater would not fall, and then a foul called on the reach. Jowers, think he's probably more frustrated he missed the shot. Third foul on Jowers as Michael Haley at the line made his first free throw. Second attempt, rimmed out on him, and Howie able to corral it. Warren Jowers pass disrupted by Ebet. And there's the dunk. Bushman Ebet able to throw it down off the turnover. We mentioned his ability to create steals, and he cashes in by throwing it down here in the fourth. And then he picks the pocket of Harry. Bushman Ebet wisely pulls up as knew that he didn't have the advantage there. Would have been a 1-on-2, and Kearns will pull it out for the possession. Under 2 to play. Ebet's baseline drive. Jowers able to collapse down and create the turnover. Jowers threw that one up. Oda able to knock it out of play. Allow this Kearns defense to set up. Harry quickly over to Pullman. He's going to fire for 3. Jackson Pullman couldn't get it. Follows his own shot. Kicked out to Nell, and he is fouled on the drive. And this foul is going to be called on Michael Haley. Third foul on Haley is Trevin Nell at the line. Made his first free throw. Second one was long. Howie able to get the board while he was never able to bring it in. And it's Bushman Ebet who comes up with it. Now Haley the other way. And he gets fouled on the shot. And Michael Haley to the line to shoot 2. Second free throw good. 64-49 for Kearns. Minute 20 left here in the ball game. Harry with the drive, pulled up his dribble and then turned it over. Ebet kicked it. Trevin Nell with it, gets it to Jowers, came around the baseline screen. Zepeda, pretty good D on him as Pullman with the tough shot. Howie with the offensive board, goes back up, back of the iron. Ball still being batted around. Pullman can't bring it in. Instead, it's DeCray and Vines who comes out with it. Under a minute to play now in the fourth as Vines pull it up. Timeout taken here by Kearns. Brad Liston is checked in for Kearns. This ball thrown into Oda in the backcourt. Moves it across, Jowers comes up. And that ball nearly turned over. Ebet able to gather it. And excuse me, I said it was Oda. It was Ebet who brought it up last time. Vines gonna pull this back out. Liston has that ball. Well, it was pressured, and then they say it was out off of Liston. Harry using the screen from Nell, closed off well by Haley. Jowers, Zepeda on him. He's gonna fire the 3. That one no good. On the board is DeCray and Vines able to track it down up the other way. 10 seconds left. Pass over to Zepeda. Led him too far. Under 10 left. Zakil Harry. Over to Jowers for 3. Front of the iron again. Rebounded by Haley. And horn sounds. And this one's over. The Kearns Cougars, 64-49 victors over the Woods Cross Wildcats. Again, our final score here from Kearns High School, the Cougars 64, the Woods Cross Wildcats 49. And what an interesting game this was. It was really close in that first half, and give a lot of credit. Luke Jowers came out for Woods Cross and shot the ball extremely well. He had 3 triples before the break at half. DeCray and Vines also shot the ball well. for Kearns at halftime. He only had 2 of them, but he did a lot of other scoring. He saw a couple jumpers and nice job attacking the rim. Give a lot of credit, though, to Woods Cross defensively. We talked about the ability of Bushman Ebet for Kearns to create steals and force turnovers. This Woods Cross D in that first half played very well. They played the passing lanes. We saw a couple forced turnovers. Garrett Grant played great defensively. He struggled shooting the ball in this game, certainly in that first half, but he did force a few turnovers, or at least stalled that offense for Kearns, and it would be only a 4-point lead for the Cougars heading to the break. But in that third quarter, well, Kearns really put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, as they opened up a huge lead heading into the fourth. They outscored Woods Cross 23-13. Vines hit a pair of threes in that third quarter. We saw some turnovers and some foul issues for Woods Cross. It really contributed to Kearns being able to get that lead up. We saw Ebet finally able to create some steals and get things going. He also shot the ball pretty well, had a nice offensive day for Kearns. Jowers was really the guy for Woods Cross, as they had a couple looks in that third quarter, just couldn't get him to drop. Garrett Grant, we talked about his ability to shoot the ball. He led the team in scoring coming into this one. Was not his day shooting. Really struggled from the field, as did a number of these Wildcats. Is how he had a couple of good looks, couldn't get him to fall. Even Jowers in that second half, he had a teardrop there in the fourth, rimmed out on him, and the shooting just wasn't there for Woods Cross, as they would eventually fall to Kearns by 15. For this loss for Woods Cross, they now fall to 6-6 in region play. They do have a pair of games remaining, including one with the Highland Rams, a team entering this game they were tied with for that number 4 seed, so probably going to come down to that last game, though they have to face the East Leopards first. Meanwhile, talking about the Kearns Cougars, they improved to 9-3 in region play. We talked very unlikely that they'd be able to contend for a region title, being 3 games behind the Bountiful Braves coming into this one. But they protect that 1-game lead they had over the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. They have a matchup with Judge Memorial to close out the season. Again, trying to protect that 1-game lead before that match comes, and they did their part here today. Led by their senior, DeCray and Vines, a number of other contributors, including Brown and Ebet today for the Kearns Cougars. Is again victorious over the Woods Cross Wildcats 64-49. And with that, that's going to wrap up our coverage of this edition of High School Rewind. For Bill Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.